Hello, how's it going? I am here today, Ayikaile, your legacy goddess and financial freedom coach. I ask that you excuse, I hear my daughter in the background. She's in music class now and playing her recorder. So if you hear that, just let that be some background harmony for my little chat today. Next week, Friday, starts tax season, and this is the best time to figure out and plot about how you're going to approach this tax season, um, even if it hasn't crossed your mind. So you may be one who has a contentious, aggravating, irritating feeling when you even hear the word tax. Or may be one of those who it's easy, it's breezy, and you get through it well. So I'd like to speak to those today who may not have the best relationship when it comes to approaching their taxes or approaching their finances in general. So the best way to look at it is this. There are times to file that are early. So if you're way before the April 15th deadline. Second, there is making it just on time at April 15th. There's making the extension deadline, which is generally October 15th, where you have like 6 months time to catch up if you needed some extra time to file. And then the last category is if it's late, if it's after the first deadline, if it's after the October deadline, and then it may be even months or years after you get to file. Of course, you want to file as soon as possible. There's so many benefits and so many things you can take advantage of if you at least file on time. When you file late, you expose yourself to penalties, interest, and a host of other things you can avoid if you just get it done early. But I'm not here to really talk about taxes in general. I'm here to talk about how you can make a better experience when dealing with the IRS and other financial institutions. I like to recommend setting your own internal deadline. And not going off of what the institution set. So whether it's taxes, whether you're applying for a mortgage, dealing with a bank, whether you're applying for student loans and having to fill out your FAFSA form, you should really be in a position where it is easy breezy and you have control. Now, how do you get to that place where you have that control and you are able to make it a breeze to do these financial processes? The only way I've seen it work is if you have complete understanding of your finances to begin with. And that doesn't mean just once every now and then, or once it's at the request of, let's say, a bank. So a lot of the times what I found when I used to prepare taxes and I own my tax practice was the only time people would get their finances in order was at the request of a bank. So I always equate that to, think about it like this. It's like if you have company coming over and they're visiting and you have that rush to like clean up where you just kind of like scrambling to get things a little bit extra in order because you know you're going to have company over. I equate that to the same thing. But really, those who win with their finances make their home clean all the time. So they're living in a clean home per se, and they're not waiting for visitors to come over to get things in order. And the equivalent for finances is you're not waiting to refinance your house to find out how you're doing financially. You're not filling out the FAFSA form to get a comprehensive view of your finances. You're not applying for a mortgage and that's the only time you look at what's going on financially, right? So really getting to a place where you know at the fingertips, you should be able to access, what monies you're receiving, how much in total you are year to date, how much you are in terms of achieving your goals. Are you 50% of the way there? Are you 75% of the way there? Those ideas, figures, and feelings of confidence should be there with you on a daily basis. And if they're not, what I see is the aggravation happens, the frustration happens, the worry happens, the feeling like you're stuck and not getting ahead happens. So there is a solution where you don't have to approach your finances or financial processes with angst and worry and just ickiness. There is another way. So to solve it, again, have your own deadlines that you follow. So I, for myself personally, do a file by February. Sometimes there's some statements that don't get released until March or later, but all of the activity is usually done enough from the prior year where you're not having to wait. You should have a good grasp on being able to file sooner than later. And then what that does is it frees you up to focus on the current year, your current plans, and doesn't have you stuck trying to reconcile last year when you're actively, in the first few months, the first quarter of the current year. So to be able to have a smoother experience, a more positive experience, and overall just more confidence with your finances, and it can be easy breezy. But the key is you want to have a good grasp on what's going on all the time, not just when it's at the request of an external institution. So if you find yourself where you struggle to find out and you don't have access to your finances at your fingertips, then let's chat about it. I'll be happy to sit and speak with you on a conversation, and we can see about where you are and what is getting in the way maybe of getting that financial confidence about what's going on, and see if I can help. If I can help, I can, show you about that and what that looks like. And then if something else is better, I can point you in that direction too. So you can book a call at mastermindmillions.com/call and select a time that works for you. And with that, until next time, good luck. And I hope that you will set your own time and schedule for the upcoming tax season. Take care.